What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to the Meat Pack Sports Talk Show. Today's date is 11/6/2020. I am your host, Michael Rogers. Per usual, got two co-hosts, Mr. Michael Richman.
Salami squad.
And Salami Squad, Mr. Nick Twigg.
You're
What's going on, fellas?
Jay chillin', dude. Another great Friday.
Another great Friday, beautiful Friday. I want to get into a little football talk here today. Just going to give a little preview and some thoughts about the upcoming schedule we got for Sunday, Monday. Just going to start off here, go down the list. We got some really exciting games coming up. We're going to start off the 1 p.m. window with a little Texans-Jaguars. I heard some reports that the Jaguars are going to be starting their backup. I don't think Minshew's getting the start. Don't know what the line is on this one, but I like the Texans. Just going in, I've been saying the past couple of shows the Vikings have been one and the Texans have been another for me. Just really surprising, underperforming team. Just obviously they've made some bad moves as far as the GM goes, but now Bill O'Brien is out of there. And I mean, I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan. I think he can get it done. But they're just having a bad season. I do like him in this game, though. I think it'll be a game for the Texans to maybe, kind of heat up a little bit or kind of have a field day. They should win this game on paper. I like the matchup. I'm thinking a big day for Watson to go off. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I agree here. I think the Jaguars are in full tank mode at the moment. They're like one of 4 teams in the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. So, and with Minshew not starting, I don't think they really are aiming to win any games at this point.
Yeah,
I would imagine Texans just run them over here.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. We got Gardner Minshew out indefinitely with a thumb injury. We got Jake Luton, Luton, coming up, replacing him. 6th-round rookie out of Oregon State. Dude, 6'2", kind of a large boy in college and actually played pretty well. So we'll see how he does in his first start. But these Texans are going to run him over, even though J.J. Watt wants to fuck out of there next year. I think this game they're going to pull it together. Crazy little stat here. Deshaun Watson has not lost a game that he has started versus the Jags. So I'm pretty sure they're going to just roll him here.
I think so. Well, you just brought up something as far as the J.J. Watt. I was looking into that situation a little bit, and obviously J.J. Watt, all decade player, arguably one of the better defensive linemen, of all time. Dude's got 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Over the past 4 years or so, he's been really, really hurt. I think he's missed a total of like over 20 games, and we've talked about, if he had played those games, we might be looking at some of the best numbers defensively from somebody in that position maybe ever. He's at the 99 sack mark, and just with the amount of games he's missed, that would be so much better. But the thing with JJ Watt is I know how much and how big and how much he means to the city of Houston. He's done a lot for that city. He won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award before. He does a lot of stuff for his community. And, him kind of saying he wants out, I don't know if some of that's maybe coming just from frustration, or he's just kind of seen how this team has been handled the past couple of years, and especially with all the stuff going on this offseason. And it just says, hey, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm 31, 32 years old. I'd like to be put in a position to maybe win a championship, because it's obviously, like we said, not going to happen in Houston this year. I think Deshaun Watson gives you each week a very good chance to win. But just, I think with all the offseason stuff and obviously Romeo Cornell taking over the head coach and stuff for right now, it's all just been a wrench in that cog that's just throwing everything off.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't really see them being bad come next year. I'm just not really sure what's going on this year. I don't know. Where would we like to see J.J. Watt land? They could just cut him. And I don't know if he could maybe buy him his contract out.
He's owed no money. He'd be a straight up free agent if they cut him.
Yeah, so some team could sign him for the low. He has all his guaranteed money. I don't know. That could be a situation where we've been talking about. I know Seattle went and got Dunlap. Maybe they throw a J.J. Watt on that line.
I'd like to see him personally in Pittsburgh, get all 3 of them Watt brothers together.
That'd be insane. Yeah, that'd be insane.
I just want to see him on some sort of contender. I think you nailed it on the head. I think he's just sick of losing as a whole.
Yeah.
So I just want to see him on a playoff team, regardless.
Yeah, because I mean they've gone to the playoffs a couple times. They've beaten, I think since he's been on the team, they've only beaten Cincinnati in the playoffs twice, which Andy Dalton led Cincinnati. I don't know, how much
Not
weight
saying
that,
much.
how much weight that holds, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that develops. Maybe they do end up cutting him. Maybe he's just letting off some steam. I mean, the dude's been the face of that franchise ever since he's been there, and probably the greatest Houston Texans player ever will go down. So we'll see where Deshaun, ends up in 10 years maybe. But yeah, I don't know. JJ Watt's a great player. Love watching him play. Jumps right off your screen, and hopefully, that team he can stick around and they can turn it around next year, or maybe they just cut ties and he moves on and tries to go get a championship. You get all three Watt brothers down there in Pittsburgh, dude. That'd be something.
Has there ever been three brothers on a team before? Has that even occurred? Like, that just sounds like some crazy Jim Rome stat.
Not that I can think of.
I know the two Griffin brothers played for Seattle at the same time.
Yeah.
I know there's the three Edmond brothers. One is a safety for Pittsburgh. The other's a linebacker for the Bills. And I think the other one plays on Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh
really?
has two sets of brothers, the Edmonds brothers and the Watt brothers. But three on a team, I don't know. Have there ever been three brothers like in the NFL, like as a whole? Because I know
not that I can even think of. Like
Calvin
honestly.
Ridley's got a little brother. I don't know. That would be something good to look at. But yeah, this will run down Texas Jaguars. Should be fun. Next we got Giants Washington. With Washington being -3 over the Giants. Now I actually like this, and I would hammer this simply because Danny Dimes creates a lot of turnovers. He's pretty much guaranteed either a pick or a fumble a game. Which is a different discussion. But Washington's defense this year has been one of their silver linings. It's actually been pretty solid. I'm reading right now that 26 in sacks. They have 26 sacks on the season, which I think puts them at like second. Chase Young has been a really good stud young player. And they only let up 185 passing yards per game, which is first in the league. And so that's why I'm thinking this Washington -3 isn't far-fetched at all, just because I think, Danny Dimes is going to be due for a couple mistakes, and Washington's defense doesn't look too bad. I think we're still going to see Kyle Allen at quarterback. That's Ron Rivera's guy. I think they'll find enough ways to score to hit that -3. So I really like that one. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I tend to go in the opposite direction on that. I like Giants +3 quite a bit. Okay. I think they've been heating up quite a bit as of recent.
They have.
In all reality, they should have won the Eagles game in all accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just think they're the better football team as a whole. I think they have more weapons as a whole as well. The front seven might be a problem for them against their offensive line. Their offensive line has been pretty abysmal to start the season, so that might be an issue. But other than that, I just think they have too much talent to beat that team. You kind of splitting hairs when you compare Danny Dimes and Kyle Allen, who's the better quarterback. But I don't know. I think Giants get it done here.
I agree with you. I'm taking the Giants over it, and the Giants even had some internal problems with Golden Tate this week. People are saying it's sort of Michael Thomas type issue. Who's a judge over there, the head coach came out and wouldn't say anything about it. He just said it's being handled internally. But it's most likely because Golden Tate wants more touches, and they got Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton out there, and Evan Ingram, to be quite honest, is a primary receiver for the Giants. So I think Golden Tate's a little frustrated, but I think at the end of the day, the Giants get it done here. +3, I'm taking that.
So I got the -3, y'all got the +3. All right. I get it. I mean, maybe I might be wrong. Like you said, Giants have looked really good. I've been kind of raving the past couple of weeks. They do look like they get better each game. That defense has really come to fruition. Like I think so too. I think they should have won that Eagles game. But down the stretch there, that just comes from, mistakes adding up and maybe just some bad coaching or coaching inexperience. I don't know, but I like that. It's 2-on-1 on that. I'm gonna stick with mine though. So yeah, it should be a good game. We're gonna keep going down the line here. Little Ravens Colts action. I don't know. I think what is it? Baltimore's -2.5. and I think that's a steal. I'm seeing last 2 seasons, Lamar Jackson is 10-1 on the road. I know we kind of had our gripes last show about Lamar Jackson and him not really looking the same, just a year removed from his MVP season. But like we said, I think we can chalk most of that up to just, teams having more film on him and whatnot. But they still, regardless of him not playing good, the Ravens as a team looked very good last week. They should have won that game against the Steelers, if we're being honest. But with that stat, Lamar Jackson being 10-1 on the road, and the Colts still kind of, with Phillip Rivers at this point, it's still kind of wishy-washy on what kind of game he's going to have. I like that one a lot.
This is definitely a game I do not want to bet. I know Colts are number 1 in rush defense in the NFL, and most of the Ravens' offense does come from Lamar and his rushing upside. I could see it being about that game for him here. He hasn't put up like any super big games here.
Yeah,
so it could be a good spot for like DFS purposes to get him at low ownership here. But I don't know. I definitely do not trust Phillip Rivers against his defense.
Yeah,
I think he gets absolutely murdered out there. But I don't know. I could see it going both ways. Just not a game I want to bet on.
I think the Ravens are going to win regardless. I just think the matter of how close the game is going to depend on if Lamar plays quarterback well, the throwing side of it. Like you said, that Colts front line is pretty aggressive, and that's nothing to joke. So I think they're going to shut him down. Mark Ingram really isn't having that great of a year. I think they're going to try to force Lamar to throw. Like, that's what you do when you have that guy. You can't let him get into open field. You want to make him throw. So we'll just see if he can do it.
Well, see, I think he definitely does, though. That's why I think -2.5 is. I think they easily cover that.
That's a field goal, dude.
Yeah, and like I said, I think you're right. They're gonna make Lamar throw. I like that one there. That's enticing to me. Yeah, but that I'm looking forward to that game, little AFC matchup. I think if the Colts could pull away, I think we really need to start considering them as, a possible, maybe not Super Bowl contender, but could maybe make a playoff run. Like I said, every week it just kind of feels like what Phillip Rivers are we going to get this week? Him being 37 and throwing medicine and balls around out there. We'll see where that goes. Next game we got on the list is a little Lions-Vikings action. I don't have the line on this one, but I'll say right now, obviously the Vikings coming off, we covered Tuesday, how big Dalvin Cook was in that game, just an absolute monster. Lions are just, like I said, they're a hard team to kind of grasp right now. I'm not sure, looking at the schedule, what games they win, what games they lose. Like I said, I think they're good enough to be a playoff team, but they make enough mistakes to where they're kind of sitting where they're sitting at right now. Like I said, I said last week, I put them in that category with the Falcons. So I think the Lions are just a little too competent to just all out lose. I think they have enough good players to where I've said they're going to win football games. And I like Matt Stafford. I think I like the Vikings here, though. I think they got a little hot last game against Green Bay. That's a good win for them. I would go out on a limb and say the Viking season is probably washed. But if they do get this game over the Lions, we'll see what happens. Kirk Cousins obviously hasn't had the greatest of years so far. I don't think he really has ever. Pretty C-plus quarterback, if you ask me. He got paid a shit ton of money.
All guaranteed.
All guaranteed, dude. Just insane. Good for him, dude. First Cousins, man. This dude came out and said, "Hey, I'm gonna play. If I die, I die." That's First Cousins. Quote right there, dude. And what a fucking savage. That's just the mentality to have. Now, he's been going out throwing a lot of picks, so maybe, no, I'm not going to say anything too crazy, but I like the Vikings here. I think they stay hot for at least a game, win another divisional game. And I don't know, we'll kind of go from there. I don't think they can sneak into the playoffs at this point. I do like them in this game.
So I heard Matt Stafford might have COVID. Is that true?
That I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
I've heard reports it might be a false positive as well. I'm not sure what ended up happening with that. But if he does miss, I think Vikings are a slam dunk play. I don't see.
Oh, yeah.
I know Kenny Galladay is projected to miss as well, so I don't see Danny Amendola or Marvin Jones getting any major work in that offense.
Yeah, I agree.
Galladay
the Lions this year are just I like Kenny Galladay, but the Lions
do
are
I.
just hot and cold this year. They'll look insane one week, and then the next week there's absolute dog shit again, as you get with Matt Stafford. But the Vikings, I'm a huge fan of Dalvin Cook. I would really like to see him get 1,000 yards this season. Right now he's at 652, 10 tutties on it. Halfway, going into week 9, I definitely think he gets 1,000 yards. I'd like to see that for him. But yeah, at the end of the day, definitely taking the Vikings. And I think you're right, Twig. I'm pretty sure there's some shit going on with Matt Stafford. And even if it's a false positive or not, you have that 5-day quarantine because of the protocol. And I think that his 5 days would end on the Saturday. So he wouldn't be able to practice with the team all week. And he would have to fly separate to the game on Sunday and then just fucking go on Sunday.
They'll have to start him. I don't know who their backup is, but you got to.
Oh, they'll have to take him. Yeah. Franchise quarterback.
How does that happen, though? I mean, where are these players going? You know?
It's all external, and people bring it into the facility. The contact tracing has been great. I think the NFL has been on top of it when they do catch a case.
It's gotten better for sure.
But at the end of the day, they want the players to do their job, go home, come back, go to work, go home, come back, but it's just too hard. And especially having all that money, being a rich person, you forget everyone in the NFL is a millionaire. They're going to go out, they're going to do things. There's going to be some cases.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon style.
DUI on him.
Yeah, and then they said he missed the next game with like a cramp or something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we just acknowledged the dude just got arrested. But yeah, sure, he's got a cramp in his hamstring or something. But I'm like watching that too. Like you're still seeing all the coaches and stuff on the sideline who have to like wear the mask and stuff. And like I guess I get it. But it's like, all right, everyone in the building has tested negative.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we messing around with all these masks and stuff for? I don't really want to turn all this into like the more of a real life conversation, but I feel like it's kind of the same thing. I obviously think people should wear their mask, but it's the same thing of like showing up to a restaurant wearing the mask all the way until you get inside and then you kind of take it off. Which I get
stupid.
it. Like I just feel I see the same thing with the NFL and all that. It's kind of like I know coaches towards the beginning were getting fines for not having their mask on, and it's like they've taken tests all week. They came back negative. So, I mean, everyone in that building, should be clear. But then I get it though with all the stuff as far as the contact tracing and false negatives. But at the same time, you got 22 guys on the field at all times, just in each other's face constantly. You got the linemen and stuff that are in the trenches, just face to face with each other each play, and who knows? So it's almost just I feel like if Matt Stafford gets it, how does everyone not get it? But then at the same time, what was Stafford out doing possibly to maybe it could have been someone else from his family that went out, maybe his wife or something. I'm not sure how that happens, but. If he comes back clear, you best believe they're flying his ass on a plane. You better, you get there Sunday at noon. You better just strap up, put the pads on. We're not starting the backup. This would be a fun game to watch. A little NFC.
I'm definitely not going to watch that game.
Jesus, nah,
nah, dude. We'll see the highlights on the red zone. I'm not turning Lions versus Vikings on Sunday.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. We'll just keep moving down the list here, though. We got some Bears-Titans action. I like the Titans here. They just came off a pretty shocking loss, I'd say, to the Bengals, Joey B and company. I think they totally have a bounce-back game here. I think the Bears get exposed a little bit. Like we talked about last show, Bears look like they were holding on really good with the Saints, but just that offense just can't consistently create any with Nick Foles behind the helm. And like we said, maybe they start Trubisky, but I don't think you can at this point. And so I think that this is just a bounce back game for the Titans to secure, any doubts people might be rumbling about. I think Derrick Henry goes off. I mean, the Bears got a good front seven. So I'm not sure. I just have the Titans winning. I don't know about any lines or any numbers, but I just like them here in this game.
Yeah, I would assume the Titans are favored by probably like at least 5 or 6. Just I'm not even sure offhand, but that's just what I would guess.
Yeah.
I don't think Derrick Henry. I don't know. It's gonna go one of two ways. He's either gonna run the ball down their throat 20 times, or it's gonna be a Ryan Tannehill game.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill has been playing super well this season. It's actually been pretty surprising. I don't think the Bears get it done again. I think Nick Foles stinks, like we mentioned before.
Poo.
And Dave Montgomery too, as well. He's just not a good running
There's
back.
a lot of hype around him.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like the next Saquon coming out of college, but like 3-yard runs are just not going to get it done. That's like all he provides to that team.
Yeah, I agree with you. In my notes here, I just wrote I expect the Titans to shit all over the fucking Bears. So we're gonna roll with that. Nick Foles is on a stinky season here.
Hold on, wait.
Banker.
Stinky.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's not getting it done, man, and I hate to see it. We talked about this a little bit last week, but just being a Philly fan, like you gotta have a sweet spot for Nick Foles, but dude fucking sucks.
No, there's no way to sugarcoat it. He just stinks.
Flaccid Foles. He really is only stunk throughout his career when like it's just kind of him starting. When there is an expectation on Nick Foles, he has shit the bed. But like I said,
when it gets into crunch time, he just
if it gets into crunch time or like you're starting and he needs to come in third quarter, like he's gonna figure it out. He's gonna get you a dub that way. But when he has to play all 4 quarters and there's an expectation, the offense just hasn't been able to create. And I mean, he's shown that consistently throughout his career. But when you are a Super Bowl MVP and had a year and a half or a playoff and a half run that he did, I mean, I guess you do deserve a shot. And we could say the Jaguars experiment didn't count because he got hurt first game. Yeah. So I think he does, but I think we're slowly just starting to prove that it's just more of the same with Nick Foles. But then, like I said, you got Trubisky sitting there in the wings, who I also think is just a hot, steamy clam dump. Not a big Trubisky guy at all. I
mean, who is though?
Who names your child Mitch?
I think most Bears fans especially would agree with me. I don't think I'm speaking out of line with that statement. And I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. Like I said, they're going to be good enough to not be in a position to get one. I don't know what they do. I would go out on a long shot. Here's a little take I have. So next year, I think Dak Prescott goes back to the Cowboys. I think they sign him again on a franchise. I think the year after that, 2 big players two big parties that are going to be looking to pick him up. I say Denver or the Bears. I see him going there. I don't want to turn.
You're talking about Dak?
I'm talking about Dak. I don't think he's after a year.
I think Dak's franchise quarterback material, and I think the Cowboys have already said that and proved it through his injury now. So I really don't see him going anywhere.
I don't think he stays. I think he does one more year, and I don't know, because that's just a weird situation. I don't know if you can rebuild unless Jerry Jones really does just take care of the man, which I think he should. I'm not turning this into a Dak Prescott conversation. I mean, I guess I am, but he is. I do. I like him, even not from a stat standpoint wise, as a leader and a guy who can just consistently win football games under the right coaching and circumstances. But I don't know. Even if he does kind of come back, I think those are just 2 teams that are going to be in play to look for him. I think Chicago would pull up the Brinks truck for him. Same with Denver. I think they'd take Dak Prescott over Drew Lock any day of the week.
Oh, for sure. I agree with you. If he's on the market, that's a hot piece of ass, but I don't think he's going to be on the market like that.
That boy's thick too, dude. He's got some high game ready. Dak does there. But yeah, that's just a random little nugget I thought of, just a little take I have. We'll kind of see how that plays out. But what the hell was the game we were talking about? Bears
Titans.
Titans. Yeah, I like the Titans here. We should see. I mean, like I said, the Bears are 5-3 somehow, so they're figuring out how to stay in games. And
true, we're talking all this shit. They're 5-3.
We are, and they obviously held on against the Saints, and lost thanks to a Will Lutz field goal. So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to sit here and shit on the Bears. Anyone's a fan, I don't really care how you feel, honestly, but yeah, we're just kind of shitting on the Bears, but they might be able to figure it out. We'll see. We'll move on, though. Panthers-Chiefs is the next game to talk about. I don't know what I like from this game. Well, you take a stab at it there, Twig.
This is a game I definitely would like to watch if it's on TV. I expect it to be a complete shootout. Both these offenses are pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Both have one of the best receiving cores in the NFL, with the Panthers having Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, and then the Chiefs having Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
Cheetah.
So, I'm interested to see with this being Le'Veon Bell's
Damn,
second game.
You get it, dude?
With his
big snot right there.
With this being Le'Veon Bell's second game with the Chiefs, what their snap share is going to be like with Clyde Edwards-Helaire out there, I would expect it to be more split this time out. So
I agree with you.
Should be a good game to watch.
That Panthers run defense is absolute dog shit. So I think both of them are going to have a good game. I think you're right, because Patty Mahomes could go out there and throw 20 touchdowns, no problem. But I really don't think they're going to need him to this game. But on the other side of the ball, I think the Panthers are going to stay right in it. Like, I agree. This could be a very competitive game. I think
CMC should be back as well, I believe.
That's hype. I think Teddy Two Gloves is legit for sure.
Not one.
So we'll see. I don't know. Same boat as Twig here. I actually want to watch this game. This looks legit, especially CMC's back. That's hype.
Yeah, and then, we got to just see a small, short sample size of Teddy and CMC as a combo, and I've been they've been the other team I've been raving about the past couple of weeks. I do like the Panthers. Like you said, front seven's maybe not the best. They got some players, Josh Allen, Derek Brown, they just drafted, who are good, but the Panthers I just think play well. Matt Rule as a coach, I like him. I think they're buying into what he's got going on. And they just look like a team that plays hard, whether it's a win or loss. They've usually provided pretty good entertaining games to watch. Like I said, Teddy's been all right. And they obviously have great weapons on offense, really good receiver core, and now we got CMC back. Yeah, that could be a ball game. I mean, that could be in the 30s for each game. I recommend if everything goes well. So you said Patty Mahomes could go out there and just rack up 4 or 5 touchdowns. I don't think they're going to need to either. I think this might be a game we really see Lev Bell get involved in, just because of, like we said, the Panthers defense. But yeah. As a winner, I like the Chiefs. Do we have a line on that? You guys know that off the top of your head?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't bet anything. I wouldn't hammer anything on that. But we shall see. Next game we're going to talk about here is a little Seahawks Bills action at Buffalo. Seattle's -3. I really like this. Buffalo, yeah, they won last week against the Jets, right? But only scored 18 on the Jets, and obviously, the Jets defense did not look horrible last week.
Yeah.
Granted,
sorry,
but to me, Buffalo just kind of seems like they've been slowing down a little bit. Like I said, first couple games of the year, it was like, hey, Buffalo's legit. Josh Allen, potential MVP, he was playing his ass off, and I think they've just kind of slowly slowed down each and every week. Well, I think Seattle is just kind of been on fire. I mean, Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, potential MVP. We should do next show. We should give out our
mid-season awards.
I know it's like week 8, week 9, but we should do that. Lock them in now. You heard it here first. Shit. But yeah, I like Seattle on the line, the -3. I'm taking that all day. I couldn't give you a score. I think it's potentially lower. I'm thinking maybe a 27-17 Seattle, something around that range. I don't know. Like I said, just Buffalo, I'm not too sure at this point. They've just looked a little off the past couple weeks. Either way, I think Seattle could have played anyone this week. They're going to walk away. I think Russell Wilson's just going to have himself a day.
I think this is another game with sneaky shootout potential. I wouldn't be surprised to see Seth Diggs get a couple long touchdowns here with Seahawks.
That's a really good combo, dude. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen's arm, dude. And Stephon Diggs can just go get that damn thing. So I do like that combo.
Yeah. The Seahawks secondary is absolutely trash as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see even Cole Beasley get involved here. And then on the flip side, it's it's hard to predict which receiver is going to go off for Seattle.
Mhm.
It's either Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf. It's neither both of them. It's either one or the other getting like all the volume with all
That's
the volume.
fair, actually. I never thought
Yeah.
about it. That's fair.
So it'll be interesting to see which one of them goes off. It seems like it flip flops every week. It's just super hard to predict.
We'll see too, and that you chalk that up to being actually a really good thing because I mean Tyler Lockett is obviously a smaller player. Obviously DK Metcalf is a fucking mammoth of a human, but that's good because one game, hey, DK is going to get doubled. You got a guy good enough in Lockett who's good enough to go get you 3 tutties, 200 yards, and vice versa if Lockett's getting doubled. Haven't really seen too much out of Greg Olsen this year. G-Rag, which I thought they'd look to get him involved more. That might have just been a good locker room thing for them. I like Seattle's running back room. I mean, the Seattle's offense isn't the problem ever.
Yeah.
They're going to be solid. Russell Wilson's can easily. I think the lowest they've scored this year is like 28. So Russell Wilson's gonna score you 30 points. It's just going to be up to that defense or whether or not they can hold. I don't know who the coordinator for Seattle is, but they really need to tighten up if they want to make a Super Bowl run here because it's obviously 10-6, 11-5 team for sure. But if you start looking into some NFC Championship potential matchups between Green Bay and whatnot, other teams that can really, really shoot out and pick you apart, I think Seattle's in trouble here. Regular season, we kind of just, the midseason, I do have Russell on pace to be MVP. I think he will lock it down. We can save more of that conversation for next show or whatnot, but
I think Seahawks here are actually due for a loss. I think they've been winning like 5-6 in a row here. I think it's about time we see them lose
against
one.
Arizona 2 weeks ago.
Word. I think they're due for another loss. Bills do have 3 starters out. They got their center Mitch Morse out, Josh Norman's out, and then a
2
linebacker.
People named Mitch. You just ask who the fuck names their kid Mitch.
You got to figure that shit out. No more Mitches. But and they also got a linebacker, Matt Milano, out. So I don't know. You said it perfect. Seattle's offense is absolutely electric, and they can put up 90 fucking points if they really wanted to. It's just going to come down to if they can figure out the secondary because they're getting burnt by anyone and everyone. So
they're getting yeah.
What's it? Do we have any idea what the over on this is? Total points.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 95.
I don't know about all that.
No, that's super extra, but I'm definitely taking the over.
If it was a minimum 60, I'd take it. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think you're tripping on that.
Let me do a Google.
Definitely not 60. I can tell you that. It's probably like low 50s.
I would take that. I would honestly take that. I like low 50s. Like I said, I can see. I don't know. That's either going to be, like I said, a little shootout or Buffalo, because Buffalo definitely is going to score. But yeah, how
they're
much?
both going to score. Who's going to score more? I think the Seahawks do more.
Give me like a 35-28 Seattle. That seems realistic.
Yeah. Agreed.
Is he muted? What is he doing?
He is muted.
Sorry about that, boys. Yeah, I don't hate that, what you just said. That's a good score, but right now we got the over is 55. Yeah, I like that score. Right now the over is 55.5, and I think they hit that.
What is that? Quick maths. 35. I don't know, dude. I failed algebra 2 twice, so I don't think you've got the facilities for that, big man. Fuck it. We'll just move on. We're sitting here talking about adding numbers up. Last game in the 1 p.m. window is a little Broncos Falcons action. I don't know who the fuck wins this game, dude.
It's like both these teams want to lose the game.
Yeah, I will never bet on the Falcons again.
Yeah,
fuck betting on the Falcons. Either team can really win that. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Falcons choke their ass off in the fourth quarter again. So I don't know. Take your pick there.
Fucking glizzy choker, dude. Like, I agree. Broncos obviously just came off a nice win against San Diego, where Drew Lock did look pretty good, and Falcons, like I said, have just been the Falcons this year. It's just become a meme at this point. Just the amount of leads they've blown. Like I said, Matt Ryan's been good. Matt Ryan gets you 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but if you're down by 7, if they're down by 7 or 14, or if they're winning by 7 or 14 up at the half, I mean, you just can't rely on them pulling through, because they've just proven like 4 times this year that they fucking stink. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that game. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are.
Sorry, Broncos and Falcons fans, but
imagine being a Falcons fan.
That's a poo-poo ass
game. It's a heartbreaker, dude. This is a terrible year to be a Falcons fan.
I mean, I can't say anything. I'm just waiting for that Trevor Lawrence jersey to come in.
I can't wait till they don't get him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We save that. I'd probably cry, but all right, we'll just keep moving along. We're gonna sneak into the 4:00 window games. We got some Ragers. Struggling on that one. Raiders, Chargers. And I kind of proposed a question of, I mean, do we think the Raiders are legit? They just came off a win against the Browns, where they looked pretty good. And we've been kind of we've been talking a lot about the Chargers past couple of weeks, ever since we really started doing this show, and how, what we think of Herbert and the Chargers in general. Like I said, good pieces. The future is very bright for them. They got a lot of cornerstone pieces. Obviously, Derwin James being out, they get him back. That immediately becomes a better team. I think I like the Raiders here. I just think right now they're the better team. Which is crazy from like a paper Madden standpoint. The Chargers, I think, have better solid key players. I just think year 3 into this Gruden experiment with Oakland or Las Vegas now, we're finally starting to see that team kind of form up and play some good football. I wanted to ask you guys, I mean, what Derek Carr has been, he's 3-4 years removed from being, a front runner for the MVP. I think he came in like 3rd from the voting, but that feels like a lifetime ago, and has more or less just been kind of average, each year since. I mean, he shows plays, he has moments where he looks like a franchise quarterback, but he's kind of shown some stuff too, to where maybe he's not. I think Gruden likes him. They have Mariota sitting on the bench for some reason. I don't understand that signing. I don't know in what world Mariota is better than Carr. Mariota is like one of the greatest college quarterbacks ever, but NFL kind of doo-doo dog poo. So
I think they're just trying to get him in that quarterback room for sure, because I agree with you.
Well, that, or just put the pressure on Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in Mariota, and that, Derek Carr might be thinking, this is going to be my year to really show.
I mean, they probably signed him for a pickle. Like,
I don't know what it was. I think it was definitely cheap. I don't see Mariota being in the league after this year, which is unfortunate. I don't think he's a terrible player, but
he's just not really cut out for the NFL. I don't think.
Like I said, historically great college quarterback. You could argue him and Tebow and a couple other names. I mean, phenomenal college quarterback, what he did at Oregon, but didn't really have too much success in the NFL. I know the Titans had some 9-7 seasons with him, but other than that, he was never the guy. And I definitely feel like Derek Carr is a better quarterback. He's in a range above that. I just don't know where I put Derek Carr in the overall scheme. If we were to sit down and rank, every single quarterback in the league, I don't know where he is. I think he's 1 through 15. I don't think he's in that bottom half for sure. But I'd have to sit down and make a list or something. Really look. I do think he's good and capable, but I like the Raiders teams as a whole. I think, what was it, last year we got to see the Hard Knocks with him, which was great. I love me some John Gruden. Just a guy that walks in the room and fucking takes it over. And I think they got some weapons. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I think the Raiders are my dark horse team in the AFC. I think they have a lot of talent that people don't talk about. I think.
Wait. When you say dark horse, I'm talking about a Super Bowl contender.
I don't know about all that. But I think
they could make a playoff run. I agree with you. I think they could sneakily be a 9-7, 10-6, maybe get a wild card.
Yeah, I definitely think they make the playoffs regardless. Their receivers core has been playing pretty well. I wish Aguilar would have played that well when he played for the Eagles. He's put a lot of nice deep balls this season.
Yeah.
And with Darren Waller as well. And Henry Ruggs has gotten a nice couple deep balls as well.
Dude, fast as shit, boy.
Hunter Renfrow as well.
White boy.
He's doing all right, dude. That's
Yeah,
a great fantasy flex. I actually picked him up in one league. It really kind of saved me.
like I said, I like Josh Jacobs. They got another back there. Dude's good receiver out the backfield. I forget his name, but Jalen Richard, I think.
Mhm.
They got some solid pieces on defense too.
I mean, this team beat the Chiefs this season, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're a good football team.
Look damn good. What is their overall record? Is it 5-3 or 4-3? Am I tripping?
I don't think so. They might be 5-3. I'm not sure.
Because I'm all in with you on the dark horse. Like I said, at max, maybe they could sneak a wild card game, or I think they're well coached, and I think, like I said, a lot of that's going to kind of come down to if down the stretch Derek Carr can really dig in and show that he's that dude. He's obviously better than his brother, but yeah, I mean, I like me some Derek Carr. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders on that one. Well, definitely fun to see some Herbert action. I look forward to watching a Chargers game every week. Super high on Justin Herbert. Herbert and Burrow, we've talked about before. Like I said, I think those are just 2 home run picks in the draft, that guys that are going to be around for a while, that, obviously just get comfortable with seeing them on your TV because they're going to be sticking around for a while. And so I do like that game. Just kind of waiting on Tua. And speaking of Tua, we're going to move right on to the next game. We got Dolphins, Cardinals, a little Tua versus Kyler action. We talked a little bit about last show about kind of what we thought is Tua and the game he had. And, he didn't really have to do much. That defense and special teams took care of things last week. There's been some circulating rumors and stuff. I've heard some different stuff. Been listening to some Colin Cowherd the past couple of days and some other stuff talking about, I kind of gave that hot take last week about them kind of auditioning Tua at the quarterback spot because, after 8 or 9 games, if they're not sold on him, I think they'd move on. Brian Flores, the head coach, just came out and said that's not at all what we're doing. We believe in him. We believe in developing. I just don't know if I buy it because there's only 2 things that must have happened is to axe Fitzpatrick the way you did is either, you're watching Tua in practice or on film and thinking, hey, this guy is as good as Ryan Fitzpatrick. He gives us an equal chance to go out there and win a football game. Or I just think that, yeah, they're kind of just they want to see. I mean, you got a guy here in Tua that's undersized. I hate reiterating this point about Tua. I'm not trying to bash him. We have only seen 1 game of him, so we could all just be, or I myself could just be completely fucking wrong and just be talking out of my ass. I've just seen and watched a couple other people kind of say the same thing I'm doing, and I do kind of agree. I think this game will be a big show. I think Kyler Murray has obviously been coming into their own. So I do want to talk about this real quick. It's Arizona -4.5. And I don't know about this one because obviously how good Miami's defense looked last week. So Arizona is first in the league in yards per game, and second in rushing yards and second in touchdowns. So they're obviously running the ball phenomenal. Kyler Murray's got himself a bunch of rushing touchdowns. Chase Edmonds, Kenyon Drake look good. I don't know. So this will be the game that determines if Tua can go out and get 3-4 touchdowns, at least 3 or something. He's got to be able to throw the ball into the end zone, and that defense has to hold up. I think they can pull out a win. I do like Arizona -4.5 though, just because I think that offense is going to go stupid. Kyler Murray is going to figure it out. Miami does have some good secondary players, obviously. Byron Jones. So we'll see if he can lock down Hopkins or not. I like the Arizona -4.5 though.
I do too. I don't think Miami's defense has a repeat performance of last week. I just think Arizona's too good of a football team to not cover the spread here.
Yeah,
simply.
100% agree with both of you. But the over on this is 49 points. I think I'm going to take the over. I see both these offenses scoring some points here.
That does seem really low.
I'm taking that over for sure. 49. I mean, obviously, Miami's defense isn't going to have another 2 touchdowns. They're not going to have a punt return. But I don't know. I think you hit it right on the head where this is the game where they're going to force Tua to have to go for it. Last game, he could kind of just sit back and, get a couple passes and a couple first downs. He didn't really have to play his heart out, but we'll see in this game. I'm excited. I want to see him do well, but he might fucking suck. We don't know.
I mean, he might, and that's what I'm saying. So the reason too, I've been saying what I've been saying, and I've heard guys like I said, Colin, have been saying is because the Dolphins this year have Houston's first pick. Houston is obviously playing bad football. So the reason I think Miami might make a pivot towards that is because, yeah, they might be out of range. If that Houston pick is a top 10 and the Dolphins wind up with a good enough record to where they're picking 10 through 20, they could maybe package that and slip in to get a Justin Fields, Trey Lance, if they don't think Tua is the guy. Now, like I said, it's hard to determine whether or not a dude's the guy or not after like half a season. Like I said, it's been 3 seasons with Sam Darnold as the quarterback for the Jets, and I can't tell if he's a legit guy or not. He's obviously shown flashes, but just with the whole dumpster fire that is the Jets, a lot of that's gotten shadowed, and he's regressed. So I'm not saying that's going to be the same situation for Tua. I just don't know if the Dolphins just are completely in love with him. But at the same time, they could have also drafted Justin Herbert. Herbert went right after Tua. And my only other thing is too is how vocal the Dolphins were about moving up to get Joe Burrow. I mean, they would have gave up half their draft capital over the next 2 years to move up to that spot and get Joey Burrow. I know that's who they really wanted. So in their head, they went with their second best guy, which is Tua. It's just hard right now. We only have one game. I'll have a better opinion after next game. But that I think will be a sleeper game to watch, maybe one of the better ones that come out of the weekend. I do want to ask a question, though. Right now, is Arizona or the Rams a better football team? Who are you taking? I think they're both sitting at 5-3.
I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks. I do not think the Rams are legit at all. The Rams offense, excuse me. Rams defense is fucking disgusting. Aaron Donald, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jared Goff is kind of doo-doo. I think their receiving core is actually pretty solid, but they're just not clicking with Goff. I think Sean McVay is a little bit too up his ass on the sideline. I don't know. I just think something's off in that Rams locker room or something, but I don't see this offense doing anything. I just think they fucking suck, dude. And their record doesn't show it, but 4 of those wins are NFC East teams. We've said that before. It's just, I don't know. They haven't proved their legitimacy to me at all.
I can agree. That's a fair point. I can agree with that. Yeah. So yeah, the Dolphins, Cardinals actions. We'll just move along. We got some Steelers Cowboy action. Now this could be a take on. I'll just keep it really short. I obviously like the Steelers. I do think they win. The only little nugget I have that I could just be completely off on is, since the Steelers are obviously 7-0, they've beaten the teams in their division at least once. I think this Cowboys game is going to be a game where the Steelers kind of let off the gas a little bit. And obviously don't mean they're going to go out there and try to lose. I just think, hey, they just got off a big win with the Ravens. Steelers are obviously going to be in Super Bowl contention. Now, the only reason I still like the Steelers in this game to win this game is because the Cowboys suck so much ass. But like I said, I think the Steelers kind of come out and just just hit the brakes a little bit, just kind of give themselves over the next 2 weeks to just kind of, if we win, obviously great, but if we lose, we're still going to be fine. So do the Cowboys sneak one? Don't think so. I can just see a scenario to where if the Steelers lost, that's potentially why.
Is DiNucci getting the start again for the Cowboys?
They said they're going to Chase Hooper.
Chase Hooper.
I think that's his name. I might be just Cooper
I'm not
Rush.
Sure.
Cooper Rush. Who is Chase Hooper? That's a human being, but Cooper Rush is the potentially starting quarterback for the Cowboys this Sunday.
I see this going the other way. You see the Steelers letting up. I see them putting their foot on the gas. I think they got an easy week going into Dallas. I think they know it.
That's what I'm saying. So I think if they know it, they don't need to go off.
I think Mike Tomlin is disciplined enough to get his undefeated team to be able to beat the fucking Cowboys at this point. I think they're going to go in there and get the job done. The spread right now is 14.5. I think they cover that easy.
Easily.
I don't know. I just don't like laying 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's huge, but
even against the Cowboys, I don't know. It's just not something I'd be comfortable in betting regardless.
Yeah. Disagree. All right, so one more game we want to talk about here is Saints Buccaneers. Tampa's actually -5.5 here, which is crazy. Mike Thomas is going to be back this game. So I mean, I'm really excited to see if he's probably just going to run 20 slants, but Drew Brees is going to feed him the ball. There's going to make sure Mike Thomas gets involved. I do like Tampa here, though. I don't like the -5.5. I think this is potentially a close game. The -5.5, I don't know. That's a little too risky to me. I think this game will kind of overall decide. I mean, this is going to be the second and last time they play each other. Obviously, I'm a Tampa fan. So I do see him winning this game. I do see him still making it out of the division on top and obviously getting a playoff spot. I still need that 50, by the way. Got my cash app. So yeah, overall, I like Tampa. I don't like the -5.5, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Give me the Saints outright to win here. I still think Tampa Bay are just a fraudulent team. With them, I think with them giving more volume to Leonard Fournette is just a huge mistake on their end. Instead of going to Ronald Jones, I think Leonard Fournette sucks, point blank. Uncle Lenny just kind of stinks off the joint.
That dude, yeah. I mean, we were just talking about Mariota, and I mean, you could argue Leonard Fournette might be the greatest college running back ever. Just an absolute dominant human being at LSU, holds a bunch of records. Darius Geis too, right behind him, but Darius Geis is a piece of shit, so we don't count him. Just be smacking on them women, boy.
Hey, what's up with running backs and hitting women?
It's always the running back for some reason, dude. I don't know. I sorry to all the ladies that be going through this, but running backs just be on a different breed and just laying the mitts on people, I guess.
There's like a shitload of them. I don't get it.
It's a reoccurring theme. But saying Leonard Fournette sucks, that's a little crazy to me. He hasn't played as good as we obviously thought he did. I mean, he got picked like 5th overall, like I said, because he was kind of universally like just one of the better running back talents we've probably ever seen. I think Tampa's a fraud team, though, dude. I think you're smoking dick. I don't see that at all. I think they're legit. Defense is legit. They got offensive weapons.
We got AB this week as well, boys.
Tom Brady. Well, here's what I want to know. I haven't looked into. I want to know the over-under on his yards because I'm going to fucking hammer it, dude. Tom Brady's probably going to feed him the fuck out of the ball, dude. I'm talking soup kitchen. Just, can I have some more, sir? And just throwing dimes to Antonio Brown. So I wonder what that is because I'd put some money down on that for sure.
Definitely watching this game, yeah. Taking Tampa as well, easy money line.
Even the Saints win outright.
We'll see. That's
my hot take of the week right there.
That should be fun. There is one more game on the schedule. That is a Monday Night Football game between the Patriots and Jets.
No one wants to talk about that, bro. Who you got though? Who you got?
I got the fucking
realistically,
Patriots, dude. The Jets stink, dude. Why would I pick?
But so do the Patriots.
They both stink.
Dead in the water.
Yeah, but can't.
The Jets' defense has not been playing super terrible lately. I mean, they did play the Chiefs last week, but when they played the Bills, they didn't even let them score a touchdown. There was 6 field goals to win the game. Yeah, that's a high-powered offense as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you guys are crazy. I just think.
No way the Jets don't sneak one game this season. I think
there is a way, dude. There literally is a way. We saw it happen to the Browns a couple years. The Jets have just no fucking players. The coaching is awful. I think as an organization, they've just universally agreed that, hey, we're gonna fucking tank this year. So yeah, they might at max win a game. I don't think this is the game to win. I think we might see them sneak a game weeks 15, 16, 17 when a team is just at that point where they're just preparing for the playoffs. Maybe they sneak one over a contender. I just think I don't know. Bill Belichick's ran train on the Jets for the last 20 years. I think he does the same. He figures it out. I think Cam Newton has a little comeback game. I don't know. I really just don't want to talk about this game. I'll have my jersey on. like a douche, but just I've seen this movie before, and we're going on the 8th sequel here, so fuck that.
Maybe the Jets don't win outright, but I'd like them to cover 7.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Patriots offense is kind of steaming pile of dog shit. I mean, so is the Jets. That's not really saying much, but we'll see.
Yeah, I like the Jets here covering the spread. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah,
that's my hot take of the week right there. Jets plus 7.5.
Okay, I don't mind it. But with that being said, there, Twig, let's get into your weekly hammers, your weekly picks. We're moving on here. We got a nice little segment with our boy Twigg DFS. Follow him on Twitter at Twigg DFS. Here are his picks of the week.
Yep, like I mentioned before, I think you can get this is for the Giants money line here. I don't see how they are projected to be the underdogs in this game. They've been playing super well as of recent, like I mentioned before. I think they should have won that Eagles game outright.
Yeah,
and you're good.
Mic problem.
You're good.
Twigs picks, baby. Let's go.
And yeah, we touched on this pretty much already. I just think the Giants win this game outright. I expect it to be a close game.
With it being 122, that's juicy.
Yeah, with it being a divisional game as well. Yeah. I think they both teams go out and play super hard, but I just think Giants get it done here. And then, like I just mentioned before, with our last recap of the game, Jets plus 7.5. I just imagine them sneaking at least one game here. They might not win outright, like I said before, but I don't know. I just feels like it's hard to say it's comfortable, but it just feels like a good line for them to cover.
Yeah, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, I'm just talking shit and complaining, but I don't think plus 7.5 is crazy at all. I can get behind it.
Yeah. And then with my third pick here, Chiefs and Panthers over 52.5. I just think this is the game I'm looking forward to most this week. With CMC being back and the 1-2 punch of Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell, mm-hmm. I think this game just shoots out altogether. Both have super good receiving cords as well. I don't anticipate much defense being played here, so give me the over on that game. And then with the last pick here, Seahawks -3. This is another sneaky shootout, like I mentioned before. I think we all tend to agree here that this is a pretty easy line for the Seahawks to cover.
Oh yeah,
with it just being a field goal, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know.
I agree with you.
Just seems too easy.
I'm taking these picks. I'm going to lock them in. FanDuel, parlay them.
FanDuel parlay. You guys heard it here first. That is another week's edition of Twig's Picks. If you want to hear more and keep up with the man, go to twitter.com, and that is at TwigDFS. The man with the plan. If he says hammer it, you better fucking hammer it. He's going to make you some decent money. With that being said, though, we're going to wrap this sucker up. Good little show. Salami squad in the building. If you want to stay tuned, when we cut, we're going to be doing a Meat Pack after hour. We're just going to be talking shit about some shit and do the damn thing. Nice. All right, with that being said, let's get the fuck out of here. The Meat Pack, another one in the books, baby. Fucking cut it.
Bang, bang,
Go.
bang.